This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
And here's an idea for the NFL. You can't do a bubble, can you? No. How about this? How about 32 bubbles? Did the NFL ever think of that? Would NFL players sacrifice like NBA players, like NHL players? MLS is doing it for a short time. But did anybody ever think of 32 bubbles? Where the players practice, they play at their stadium, they live in a hotel that they dominate. Nobody has access to the hotel except them. Everybody has a hotel in the city that they could walk up to. Hell, right now they're not making money anyway. So I'm sure there's a hotel in all 32 cities that would gladly say, take my wife. Take my hotel. I know Henny Youngman, it's too old of a reference. But anyway, so, right? 32 bubbles. That way players, and listen, you got to be away from your family a little bit. You got to be away from, and your family can visit. You know what they do? They go into protocol for a couple of days. They get tested, and then they get put in a temporary bubble you have away in the hotel where family members can come and you can interact because they've been tested for a couple of days, and boom, and then they can interact. If that's what you want, if you can do that. If you can hold out and you can just, call and do the Skyping, the Zooming, whatever the hell you want to do, whatever, bro. Why not 32 bubbles? You know what I mean? I just, to me, it's not a bad thing. And you can actually make it pretty comfortable for each team at every hotel. And that's the only sacrifice, that they would be away for a couple of months. They would get the entire season in because there's 32 bubbles controlling each team. And you greedy bastards, I'm talking about the owners, of course, you get your money. I'm just saying, listen, man, I'm just some schmuck that does radio here, and I just talk sports for 30 years, and I just, spew a bunch of crap, and once in a while we'll have to rip Asante Samuel. But, I'm just giving an idea out there that maybe 32 bubbles might be the answer. It's up to the NFL players. Are they really willing to actually, now you take away the risk. Are you willing to make the sacrifice? Be away from life itself for just a couple of months.
I'm going to say that, we mentioned that on the show like a week or two ago. About that exact scenario, putting them in the hotels. Like act as if you're on the road. Now, mind you, the thing we had talked about was the fact that if you play the full season and you get into the playoffs, you're talking 6 months from start to finish because you start in September, you're looking at February.
Tell every player you're making it to the Super Bowl, but you have to stay in a hotel room for 6 months, and they'll go, where do I go?